Hey everybody, this is Pooka, and I'm back with another game I played on the Pokemon trading card game online. Now, this time around, we got a pretty special match here. We got a deck that I used on my special Bad Deck Monday. Every Monday, I build decks that are specifically bad. Bad as in, they rely on some ridiculous strategy, some combo that's never supposed to work, something that takes a bunch of flips, something like that, just something that would never work in a tournament scene, never in a million years, but I play it because, well, it's fun. So, here I'm going to be facing a good friend of mine, dmorisoli, who's the father of Sydney, who took second place at U.S. Nationals this past year. So, it's nice to be able to play against him. That's one of the cool parts of PTCGO. You get to play against all sorts of people. So we're gonna see him using a real deck. So right off the bat, I see he's playing Yanmega, Donphan, Zoroark, and you might be wondering what I'm playing. You see a Klink and a Cleffa, and that's it. So right off the bat, I'm gonna be really scared. He's got a Zorua. He can lunge my Cleffa. If he gets heads here, I'm probably done for. I need to top deck something great, but he gets tails, so fortunate there. Draw Charon, draw 3, and if you look at that, draw a Collector, but I can't really use it, so I think I need to eke here, and in this downtime, let's explain what my plan for the deck is. Okay, so my ridiculous combo with this deck is Klinklang, the one that has Shift Gear. Allows you to move metal energy all around. It's its ability. And combining it with Palkia and Dialga Legend. And eventually, the goal is to use time control and make your opponent run out of cards by keep adding 2 prizes to his prizes over there. Take 2 cards off the top of his deck, add them to his prizes. Eventually, maybe he'll deck. PDL has 160 hit points. It's tough for anyone to take him down. And then just play Max Potion when he takes a hit. And that's pretty much the plan. Keep adding prizes. See how many prizes I can get over there. I haven't been able to get above 8 quite yet, so it's going to be a challenge. And I also run Steelix Prime because its Energy Stream attack allows you to get the metal energy back from the discard. And then you move them to another Pokemon. With Klinklang's Shift Gear. There's also another Klinklang that, for 1 metal energy, does 30, and it grabs grabs any energy from the discard. So, it's about discarding the energy with time control, adding some prizes over there, and then when you discard all your metal energy, you max potion, play a switch, set up something that can get energy from the discard, and then move it to a new one. And eventually, you try to deck your opponent out. It's not the greatest deck in the world, but, it's fun. So, you can see he got a Donphan out, he captured out my Klink. I do have some more Klinks in here. I actually played a few games where I accidentally forgot to add rare candy, so I had a 3 Klink, 1 Klang, 3 Klinklang line, which made it pretty difficult to win games. So, I'm glad to actually have rare candy in my deck now, but I'm starting to stabilize a little bit. I got I got 2 Klinks and an Onyx. I got a fairly solid hand. I have Twins, Charon, Juniper. I don't know if I want to eke here, just because I got that Twins, but my hand's not that great. All I had were 2 Legend pieces, so nothing spectacular, and that's not much better, but I was hoping maybe Cleffa would stay asleep, but it didn't, so I'm right back to where I was, basically. My hand didn't get too much better or worse, so I'm not too upset. Now, let's get back to Bad Deck Monday. Why in the world would I just play bad decks? Well, a few reasons. First of all, it's entertaining. Let's be honest. You don't get to see these decks every day. It's tough to pull off these ridiculous combos, but when you do, it's worth it. It's all worth it. It's really rewarding to be able to do something absurd that you should never be able to pull off and then get a win with a weird strategy. So that's the first part of it. Second part of it is it forces you to be creative. It forces you to think about cards that aren't played very much. In this case, it would be Palkia Dialga Legend. Klinklang isn't played very much either. So, there's that. And the other part of it is maybe you learn something from it. You don't always get to see these cards, so maybe if you run into somebody who actually does come up with a good deck that involves these cards, you'll be prepared because, hey, you already know what all the cards do. So, there's another reason to do it. Another reason to do it is because it forces you to think during the games. With some of your decks, you can get into a really autopilot situation where you just attack, attack, attack. It's really straightforward. But when you're using a deck that is just so bad, you just have to think of ways to outplay your opponent. You just have to think of ways to go outside the box and pick up a clever win. So it forces you to use your mind and figure out ways to win where you might not be able to. So at this point, you see I got 2 Klinks and a Steelix, and what I'm trying to do is just build energy into play. This is going to be the biggest challenge for me throughout the game, and as you see right there, that's not going to help. He plays a Lost Remover, which is like the worst card I could possibly see when I'm using this deck. I have so many special energy in my deck that it's just going to ruin me if he keeps doing this. So there's 1 special metal into the Lost Zone. I'll never be able to get that back. So right off the bat we got Lost Remover. He's using a real deck. I'm just in trouble. There's not much else to it. So now I have to figure out how am I going to get out of this one? What can I possibly do to win a game like this? I mean, it's just a disaster. So, first things first, I'm going to have to make sure I survive this next turn. So, twins for a rare candy and a max potion. So, I'll be able to shift gear, move the rainbow off my Steelix, then max potion, the 70 damage off. Okay, I discard the rescue, but that's fine. I'll just play a metal, and then I'll shift gear the rainbow back up to Steelix, and then use energy stream and get the rescue right back out of the discard pile. So, right back where I was, and just without the damage. So, maybe if I can get him to keep using Earthquake, his hand's not too big. Maybe he doesn't have access to another fighting. If he keeps using Earthquake, maybe I'll get lucky, make him knock out some of his own Pokemon, and it's all I can hope for right now. So, Donphan is actually pretty good against Steelix just because Energy Stream only does 30, so it only does 10 to Donphan. So it's not like you can set it up with a couple Energy Streams, because then Gaia Crush only does 80. So honestly, you need to Gaia Crush twice or Energy Stream 4 times, then Gaia Crush for a knockout. So Donphan's tough, to say the least. Now we got Donphan. And the other thing that's going to give me some trouble is Zoroark. This might not seem obvious, but Zoroark makes it so I can't really use Palkia Dialga Legend. So, for those of you who don't know, Palkia Dialga Legend, the attack that I'm going to focus on using is Time Control, which, for 2 metal and a colorless, you discard all metal attached to Palkia Dialga Legend, take 2 cards off the top of your opponent's deck, and then put them into your opponent's prize cards. So you add 2 prizes to their prizes, and you discard all your metal energy. But when you're facing Zoroark, he doesn't have metal energy, so he just gets to use it for free, basically. So he gets to just foul play the time control, and then what do? He just keeps adding 2 prizes to you, and he doesn't have any drawback. So, Zoroark is painful. That's probably the best way I can put it. It's very painful, and there's nothing you can do about it. So, here I Oaks New Theory into a new hand. I get a Rare Candy, Klinklang, and a Switch, which is pretty much everything I could want. Because now I can switch to my Klinklang and use Zap Cannon for 60. I have to use everything I have at my disposal to have a chance in this game. And we're going to go ahead, attack with Zap Cannon, and I get Tails, meaning I can't use Zap Cannon next turn. So that's a bummer. I need to knock out this Donphan in 2 hits. You know, I need flips to go my way, otherwise I'm not going to win with this deck. So right now Doug says, I am baffled by your mad creation. And I say, welcome to Bad Deck Monday. So, this is probably one of the worst decks I've made. It's pretty tough to actually get to work. Just to clarify, Palkia Dialga Legend is very bad against pretty much anything. It loses to any lightning Pokemon, it loses to any fire Pokemon, it loses to Zoroark. It's just not good. Not very good. So I'm going to have to pull every trick out of the book I got for this one. Right now, Doug's probably just trying to figure out what in the world is actually going on. So, take a look at my Klinklang there. He's not the greatest, but, you know, a good part about these metal Pokemon is they're such big Pokemon. They're bulky. The active Klinklang has 150 hit points. Steelix, 140. The other Klinklang, 140. Palkia Dialga Legend, 160. So all of these Pokemon have massive amounts of hit points, which work very well with Max Potion. And Metal Energy, obviously. So, you know, a Stage 1 deck like this can actually struggle to knock out all these huge Pokemon. And we'll see if I can actually survive. Right now I'm down 2 prizes. You know, I got a few energy in play, but now I know he runs Lost Remover. That's always going to be a scare. Zoroark is a real pain. If he can, you know, copy my Palkia Dialga Legend. And, you know, I'm just taking a look at all my Pokemon. I think at this point I realized, wow, Klinklang actually has a 4 retreat cost, because for some reason I thought it was a lot smaller, and I was planning on retreating him, but it doesn't look like I'll be able to. So, I got Tails, which means I can't use Zap Cannon. So now, I'm just going to take the opportunity to move some of my energy off. Just in case I get knocked out. I'll keep the metal on there, because, you know, I need to avoid a knockout. If he copied Zap Cannon again or something like that, I would get knocked out. But with the metal, reduces it to 70 damage, so I'm just going to have to Charge Beam for 30, and go from there. So, you know, in my hand I have 2 collectors, a Klang, a Charon, and a Rainbow. So there's not a whole lot I can do. I don't know how much he can do, though, because his hand is so low. So we're really in a scrappy game here. You know, take a look at my Pokemon. They're just things you would not see in a normal game. I'm just taking a look at the flavor text here, admiring my Klinklang. If you didn't know, the red core is what gives it all its power. So, interesting little fact there. And, you know, like I said, Doug probably has to be absolutely confused at this point. He must not know what is going on. There's a Klinklang, another Klinklang. He probably didn't even know a single Klinklang existed until now. But there's 2 different ones in front of him. There's a Steelix Prime and a Palkia Dialga Legend. None of these cards have probably ever been used versus him before, so he's probably just trying to take it all in. And here we see a Junk Arm. And this could mean all sorts of stuff. None of them good for me. You know, a Lost Remover would be bad. What else? Catcher would be... Oh, yeah, that'd be worse. So, he could actually Catcher, and if he takes Palkia Dialga Legend, which he did, he can copy Time Control and put me at 8 prizes instead of 6. So, he'll actually be ahead by 4 prizes at that point. I've never been down 8-4 in a game before, but I think it's about to happen. Oh boy. So, props to him for actually seeing that, actually figuring out what Palkia Dialga Legend did and having the awareness to foul play, copy that. He can also copy Sudden Delete but it looks like he went for time control. So if you check my prizes there, I have 8 prizes now. That is brutal. And I have a PTCGO Legend active, which I don't want to do. I can't get in a war with him because, if you notice, I can't keep discarding metal energy and keeping up with the time control. So I'm going to run out of energy eventually, but he can just keep using foul play over and over and over. He doesn't have to discard any metal energy, and I'm actually going to just get to like 40 prizes and lose that way. So now I have to figure out what I want to do. I don't want this thing to be active anymore. I can junk arm for switch, or I played a double colorless, so I'm going to retreat, I guess. So that means, yep, gonna retreat over to Klinklang, I would think. Just make a decision on which energy to get rid of. I want to keep the rainbow, just because I do play Suicune Entei Legend as well. It's my fire counter, because my entire deck is weak to fire. So here I'm gonna shift gear, move the energy off of Klinklang, junk arm for max potion. You know, this is a neat little combo you get with Klinklang. You move the energy off the thing that you want to heal. You max potion, you heal it off, and then you move the energy back to it. So, Klinklang it's not bad actually. You know, it's probably not tournament worthy, not that competitive, but it's fun. It's actually a solid card. There's just no real use for it in competitive play. But if you get in a spot like this, you know, it's actually useful. So we're going to shift gear all the energy back to Klinklang, and we can zap cannon for a knockout, and we will take our first prize, leaving us with 7. Alright, only 7 prizes to go. Alright, so now at this point, I'm still trying to figure out how to win. You know, 7 prizes. It's hard enough to take 6 prizes against a Stage 1 deck, because they're all just such quick hitters. You know, Donphan's especially tough with the exoskeleton Pokebody. Reduces damage by 20 every turn. You know, it's just, it's going to be, we're going to have to grind this one out. It's going to be a real back and forth battle. You see a collector here, so he'll be able to match my hand size here. But he plays a junk arm. We'll see what he grabs with this. This could be the dreaded Lost Remover. Gets rid of a Cleffa and a Zorua for, yeah, there we go, there's a Lost Remover. So, looks like I got another Metal Energy biting the dust. You know, part of the reason why Metal Pokemon are so strong is because of the Metal Energy that would allow you to reduce damage every time. But when you use Lost Remover to get rid of them, oh, there's another one. So, my poor Metal Pokemon now have no special Metal Energy. There's 3 in the Lost Zone now. That's brutal. That Tech Lost Remover he put in there really hurts. And the unfortunate part is that he's down to 1 card now. So he's got to figure out what he wants to do. You know, it actually could come back to bite him. You know, he invested a lot of resources just doing that, so we're going to have to see what happens from here. So now, I play communication. Let's see what I grab here. Could grab another Onix or Suicune Entei Legend. And I remember I told the audience I didn't want to use Suicune Entei Legend unless I really had to, because this deck is all about the metal Pokemon. It's their time to shine. So I grab Onix just to get another one. And then, you know, not sure where to go from here. If he doesn't have a fighting energy, you actually don't knock me out with charge or with Earthquake, because Klinklang's 150 hit points, so I can charge beam him for 10, and then get a double colorless for my discard with charge beam. Lets you get an energy back, which is actually a nifty attack. It's very good in draft, by the way. I'm 2-time draft champion with Klinklang, because nobody ever drafts Klinklang. He's poor, neglected little gear. But now he's got a fully powered Klinklang staring him down. If he doesn't have a fighting energy, Klinklang will take down the mighty Donphan. And I think Doug might be in trouble. But here's a catcher. See what he takes. Steelix is the only thing he can actually knock out here, so he's going to go for that. And I do get it back with Rescue Energy, though. That's nifty. Something cool about the Pokemon like Steelix and Klinklang is that when you use those attacks to get energy from the discard pile, you can actually get back a Rescue Energy and keep getting your Pokemon back into play. That's kind of a neat little cycle you can do. So, as you can see, he actually had to Earthquake and knock out his own Yanma. So, that is brutal. And we'll see if that actually comes back to lose him the game. I'm finally back to 6 prizes, back where I started. So, still an uphill battle here. But, we're making progress. When you play a deck like this, it's just going to be a slow game where you try to draw it out as long as possible and try to take advantage of, your opponent maybe screwing up because they've never seen your Pokemon before, or, maybe you can get your opponent in a spot where they don't know what to do, and eventually you'll win just because they're like, oh, I have no idea what to actually do here. I'm looking at a Klinklang, another Klinklang, and a Palkia Dialga Legend. The only legend I've probably never seen before. I probably pull these out of packs and cursed my luck when I've gotten them before. But I never actually took the time to look at them. So here we have a Judge, which I'm perfectly fine with. My hand was going nowhere fast, and it's still going nowhere fast, but that's fine. I got my 4th special medal, that's good. And we're going to see a Sonic Boom for 70, which, it's not enough to knock me out. Klinklang is a monster. It's got that 150 hit points. And let's see. Looks like there's not enough damage on the Yanmega. Actually, there is. There's 40 from Earthquakes. So, Klinklang is rolling through again. We got another Zap Cannon. There's a knockout. And all of a sudden, it's down to 4 prizes versus 3. How in the world did this happen? We started off so poorly. We had 8 prizes to his 4. But my metal Pokemon are just so beefy and robust that he's having a hard time dealing with it. What can he do? So, I'm just going to check around, see how much he has left in terms of resources. As you can see, I got 3 metal in my lost zone there. So, concern of mine is that I'll run out of energy. But with Steelix, you never know. Yeah, you can always get the energy back. You just have to be able to power up Energy Stream. So, we'll have to see where he goes from here. All he's got left is a Donphan and a Noctowl. So, he's going to need to get another attacker out. Because as you see, I got that double colorless in my hand. I got 3 energy on Steelix on the bench, so I'll be able to double colorless and Gaia Crush for 80 next turn against his Donphan, and maybe we can mount a comeback with our big metal deck. So he uses Earthquake, takes his 4th prize, and I've also taken 4 prizes, but I still have 4. So you see, double colorless on Steelix and a Gaia Crush for 80 damage against Donphan, and then there's a little glitch where it asks you to discard a stadium, even though there's clearly not a stadium there, but we'll just ignore that for now. Alright, here's a Yanmega, and we're getting right down to the wire here. You got a switch. Let's see. He's got to draw another card to even hand sizes, but he actually plays a Judge, okay. He's got 12 cards left in his deck, so one of the ways I'm looking to win the game is time control. Maybe I'll try to deck him out. If that's a possibility, I'm going for that immediately. So that's going to be the first way I want to win. But at this point, it's looking like Steelix might actually be able to roll through. Let's see, we got a plus power. He's going to be able to use Night Sight to draw a card again to even the hand sizes, so that's fine. So we'll have a Sonic Boom for 70 perhaps. And from there, I don't know how he's going to follow it up. I mean, he actually got grinded down pretty badly because of his own Earthquake. So when you're playing these bad decks, you just gotta, you know, play your heart out, do everything as wisely as you can. Here I'm in a communication for the Suikunente Legend because I'm in a Juniper. Alright, so I'll get a second Legend into play. Not too often you see two Legend Pokemon in play at once, especially not these ones. The Suikunente is obviously more common than the Palkia Dialga, but that's a lot of legendary Pokemon in play. And I got a Klinklang and a Steelix to back them up. So now Doug's realizing the situation, saying, "Oh, this looks painful. Uh-oh." And now I have to decide, do I want to Gaia Crush for a knockout and risk him maybe having 2+ powers or something like that? Or do I want to just switch to Suikunente Legend and Bursting Inferno for, let's see, I'll do 80. And if you got Tails for Burn, that knock out his Yanmega. I could do that. Because honestly, the thing I'm concerned about is my Steelix getting knocked out and then I'm just out of energy and I lose the game. That's a definite possibility. When I looked through my deck, I only saw a Rescue Energy, I believe. So I have to conserve my resources here with Shift Gear. Let's see, I do play a switch for the Suikunente Legend. So let's move some energy up there. I got a special metal, a regular metal, and a rainbow energy, which counts as a metal energy, so you can move it. We'll move that up to Suikunente Legend. Alright. And Bursting Inferno for 80. And if this isn't the weirdest game you've seen yet, then you must play some weird games. I don't think this deck's ever been played before. If it has, congratulations to the person who thought of it. It's an awesome deck, and by awesome I mean very bad. So we'll see how is Doug going to respond to this one. He's got a Yanmega with only 20 hit points left. He's got a Donphan with I can't see exactly how much is left on it, but it's taking a hit. It'll get knocked out by a Steelix Gaia Crush, probably. It'll definitely get knocked out by Suikunente Legend. And now, it's actually looking ugly for him. Where does he go from here? So, he plays an Oak's New Theory to match my hand size, which I'm fine with, you know. And a Catcher, see what he drags up. Probably that Steelix. Get his revenge on that Steelix. It doesn't have a metal energy on it anymore, so a Sonic Boom would definitely knock me out. And if you take a look, there are 2 cards left in his deck. Uh-oh. And here I see my opening, and I could not be more excited. I send up Palkia Dialga Legend. You know, his Yanmega gets knocked out by Burn, but I could care less about that at this point. All that's on my mind is, oh my goodness, I'm about to time control for a victory. Oh no, how did this actually happen? My strategy actually worked. And he says, I was just here beating up Basic Yellow and I ran into your mad science. So, I'm gonna draw 3. I don't know why I'm doing this. All I have to do is shift the energy up. Oh, that's why I did it. Put down my 3rd legend. 3 legend Pokemon on the bench, or on the field. 2 Palkia Dialga Legends and a Suikunente Legend. And here we go. Gonna time control. What more can you say? We'll put down Skarmory. We'll bring him along for the ride. And that's gonna be it. Time control. As you can see, the 2 prizes go over there, and I somehow won this game. So Palkia Dialga, Klinklang, as you can see, he was unable to draw a card at the beginning of the turn. So Palkia Dialga, Klinklang, Suikunente, Steelix, Max Potion, got the victory. We overcame all the odds, and we pulled it out. So that was one of the fun games I played from my Bad Deck Monday. Every Monday I play decks that are purposely bad on stream, just for entertainment. And they can teach you some stuff too, so it's always a fun fun time. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, I'll post some more games that I played from there. Also have some more normal games up eventually. Those boring normal games too. But hopefully you had some fun watching. I know I had some fun playing and revisiting this game. So thanks for watching. If you like what we're doing, please support us. Check out our Facebook and our Twitter pages. If you have any feedback, leave them in the comments. Email us. Stuff like that. So just want to say thanks again. And I will be back next time. Take care, guys.